we are going to have the next lesson, which is subtraction of dissimilar fractions. There are 5 steps that you have to do in order to get the answer. Number 1, determine the LCD. Number 2, get equivalent fractions. Number 3, subtract numerators. Number 4, write the difference over denominator. And number 5, write answer in lowest term. I'll show you how to get the difference between dissimilar fractions. Let us do 8/10 minus 2/5. So in this case, since they are dissimilar fractions, we are going to get the LCD by doing the multiples. So I will write here 10 and here 5. What are the multiples of 10? 10 plus 10, 20. 20 plus 10, 30. 30 plus 10, 40. 40 plus 10, 50. How about 5? 5 plus 5, 10. 10 plus 5, 15. 15 plus 5, 20. 20 plus 5, 25. Do you see now the common multiple or the LCD among the multiples? Okay, that is what? Yes, it's 10. It's 10. You can also have 20. But since we are talking of least, meaning the smallest, as much as possible, we're going to get the smallest or the least. So, we are going to use 10. So, I will write here minus, I will write below 10 and then 10 here as well. And then we are going to apply what we have discussed in addition of dissimilar fraction. We will divide LCD by denominator, then multiply by the numerator. So if we are going to substitute, it will become 10 divided by 10, 10 divided by 10 times 8. So what will be the answer to that? 10 divided by 10 equals 1 times 8 equals 8. So I will write here 8. And then let's do the next one. That will be 10 divided by here 10 times, 10 divided by 5. This is the denominator again. 10 divided by 5 times 2. So what will be the answer to that? 10 divided by 5 is 2 times 2 is 4. So I will write here 4. So, we now have similar fractions. So, remember, 8/10 and 4/10 are equivalent fractions of 8/10 and 2/5. So, if we are going to subtract, 8 minus 4 equals 4. And then, the numerator is of course 10 because that's the common denominator. The denominator is 10 because that's the common denominator. So, 8 minus 4 equals 4. Then copy the denominator 10. Now, what do you notice about the answer? Is it final? Yes, it is not. Now, what are we going to do with it? We're going to reduce it to its lowest term. How? Is it using the GCF or dividing the numerator by the denominator? Okay, we're going to get the GCF or greatest common factor of 4 and 10. So what's the greatest common factor of 4 and 10? Let's have 4. What are the factors of 4? 4 times 1 and 2 times 2. How about the factors of 10? 10 times 1 and 5 times 2. So from there, what is the GCF? Yes, the GCF is 2. So we're going to divide 4 tenths by 2. And the answer will be 4 divided by 2 equals 2. And 10 divided by 2 equals 5. So, our answer is 2/5. Is it final already? Yes, because it is already in its lowest term. So again, we have to put a circle on it to show that it is the final answer. That's it. 8 tenths minus 2/5 equals 2/5. Okay? Once again, let me show you how to subtract dissimilar fractions. So this is 10 tenths minus 6/8. So once again, we're going to get the LCD by using multiples of the denominators 10 and 8. So we're going to find out the answer between 10 tenths minus 6/8. So I have here 10 and then 8. So let's do the multiple of 10. 10 plus 10, 20. 20 plus 10, 30. 30 plus 10, 40. 40 plus 10, 50. 8 plus 8, 16. 16 plus 8, 24. 24 plus 8, 32. 32 plus 8, 40. So do we now have an LCD? Yes, the LCD is 40. Okay. Going to get the new numerators. We are going to do once again LCD divided by LCD divided by denominator times numerator. So let's substitute. The LCD is 40 divided by the denominator, which is 10, times the numerator, which is 10. So what's the answer to that? 40 divided by 10 is 4, times 10 is 40. So I will write here 40. divided by 40 divided by 8 times the numerator, which is 6. Okay, so 40 divided by 8 is 5 times 6 is 30. So I will write here 30. And then, since they are already similar fractions, 40 40th is the equivalent fraction of 10 tenths, and 30 40th is the equivalent fraction of 6 eighths. Since 40 40th and 30 40th are already similar fractions, we can now subtract. So 40 minus 30 equals 10. Then, write the common denominator, which is 40. Now, look at the answer. 10 40th. Is it the final answer? Yes, that's not yet the final answer. We can reduce it. What are we going to use? Yes, GCF, because 10 40th is a proper fraction. So we're going to divide it by the greatest common factor of 10 and 40. So what do you think is the greatest common factor? So let's get the factors of 10, which is 10 times 1 and 5 times 2. How about the factors of 40? 40 times 1, 20 times 2, 8 times 5, and 10 times 4. So what do you think is the greatest common factor? Yes, the greatest common factor is 10. It can be 2, it can be 4, it can be 5, it can be 8, but the greatest common factor is 10. That's why we're going to use 10, because it's the greatest among all the factors. So 10 divided by 10 is 1, and 40 divided by 10 is 4. So we now have 1/4. Now, is that the final answer? Yes, it is. So we will just put a circle on it to show that it's the final answer. So 10 tenths minus 6 eighths equals 1/4. And that's it. That's how to subtract dissimilar fractions. It's very easy. All you need to do is do not forget to determine the LCD to get the equivalent fractions. And from there, when they're already similar fractions, it's very easy now to subtract them. And never forget to write your answer in lowest term. Now that you know how to add and subtract similar and dissimilar fractions, I think you are now ready to apply them in solving word problems. So that will be the next topic that we're going to have. Good luck on answering your module and activity sheets.